From 0 to JLPT N5, this is lesson 26. So today we will move on to the advanced version of Arimas and Imas. But before that, let's review our last lesson, lesson 25. So previously, you have learned this grammar format. things があります things がいます which means there is, there are in Japanese. あります is used for non-living things and non-animated things such as houses, computers, bags, shoes, and so on. Imas is used for living things and animated things such as people, animals, insects, and so on. Plants, flowers are living things. However, we use arimas for plants because they don't move on their own, so they are non-animated things. Therefore, we use arimas for plants. Now, let's look at some examples. There is a school. 学校があります。あります is used because school is a non-living thing. There is a tree. 木があります。あります is used because trees are non-animated things. Trees are of course living things, but they don't move on their own. Therefore, they are non-animated things. So we use あります for non-animated things as well. Now, this is imas. There are people. 人がいます。Imas is used because people are living things and animated things. There is a bird. 鳥がいます。Again, a bird that's a living thing and also an animated thing. Therefore, we use imas for people and a bird. Now, we will move on to a new grammar format. So this time you can indicate the location of those existence. For example, there are people in the park. There is a computer in the room. So like that, you can indicate the location of those existence. So this is the grammar format. Location に things があります or います。So, when you indicate the location, this time you need to use に particle to indicate the place of being. So, you have learned で particle before to indicate the place of action. But this time, we are not talking about the place of action, but today we will talk about the place of being. So you need to use this に particle. I will show you one example to indicate the difference between those two. This is the difference between で and に particle. So, it says, I study Japanese at the library. This is 図書館で日本語を勉強します。In this case, library is where the action of studying takes place. Therefore, in this context, library is the place of action. Therefore, you need to use で particle to indicate this is the place of action. However, the second sentence says, there are books in the library. In this case, library is not the place of action anymore. This is the place of being, where these things exist. Therefore, you need to use ni particle instead. So this is the difference between de and ni particle. If you are not sure about the difference, you can always ask me questions and I will answer your questions. So now, let's look at this ni particle more in detail. So I will show you another example. There are cats in the park. 公園に猫がいます。So in this case, park is where the cats exist. It's not the place of action, but this is the place of being, where they are, where they exist. Therefore, you need to use ni particle. Another example. There is a computer in the room. 部屋にパソコンがあります。Once again, room is where the thing exists. It's not a place of action. It's where they are, where this exists. Therefore, you need to use ni particle. Now, I'd like you to do this exercise. So please stop the video and translate these sentences into Japanese. When you are ready, please come back. Now the answers. There is a restroom at the station. 駅にトイレがあります。So the station, this is the place of being, the place of the existence. Therefore, you need to use ni particle. And restroom is not a living thing, it's a non-living thing. Therefore, you need to use arimas. There are roses in the garden. 庭にバラがあります。Garden is the place of being, not the place of action. Therefore, use ni particle. And roses are living things. However, they don't move on their own, so they are non-animated things. Therefore, you need to use arimas for roses. There is a cafeteria at the company. 会社に食堂があります。So, 食堂 that's cafeteria. And this is a non-living thing. Therefore, you need to use arimas. There are fish in the pond. 池に魚がいます。Fish is a living thing. Therefore, you need to use imas for fish. Now I will read those sentences, so please repeat after me. 駅にトイレがあります。庭にバラがあります。会社に食堂があります。池に魚がいます。Very good job. So once again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me anytime, and I will be very happy to answer your questions. So lastly, I have homework for you. Please translate these 4 sentences into Japanese. I will put those new vocabularies in the description below so that you can refer to them when you do your homework. So I'm really looking forward to seeing your homework. みんな今日もありがとう。I will see you again in the next lesson then. みんなまたね。バイバイ。